What's up? It's Car. Back with another video.
Well, I think for Charlotte, unfortunately, mediocre is a word we've often heard used to describe their overall performance this season.
Ooh, it's the shoes. I break out the shoes. Shout out to Nike Fallen.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup.
Let's
at
get
the
started.
3, MKG and Cody Zeller at the 4. Ryan Roberts out there with Lance Stevenson, and it's Jefferson in at the center position. Now here's Zeller. Lock at 6. Nobody near Stevenson. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Mr. Clutch.
Greg Monroe, 6'11", 250. The ability to play the 4 or the 5 spot. And his combination of size and skill makes him very coveted around the league.
We're about 1 minute into the first. Here's Mr. Clutch. He picked up 30 points in their last win against the Rockets.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and
really
comment.
Competed defensively too, Kevin. 3 steals.
And it's
Whoa,
Drummond with the jam.
It's a real alley-oop that time, partner.
The pass, Clark, the catch, the dunk, all of it
And
perfect.
also,
Precision at its finest.
Yeah, and it all had to be perfect.
don't forget to add me on PS
That's
and
not nearly as easy as they made it look.
Here's Kid Gilchrist.
Oh,
and
God.
he banks in the layup.
Car faded one.
And
And it
Monroe,
also will be
very
in the
left-hand
description.
dominant, much better scoring from that side of the floor.
Yeah, and while being a lefty does throw defenders off, I think developing his right hand
I did not mean to do
something
that.
that will help him even get better as he moves forward.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Steve Clifford gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. We discussed their game plan defensively, and he mentioned that controlling Greg Monroe will be crucial. He said Monroe is a guy who can score inside, rebounds well, and his passing really sets him apart. Their offense runs best when it goes through his hands.
There we go.
Pressuring
Good
him
start.
and staying vigilant is essential for us. Guys, can they slow him down?
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
Ball's not loose. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. And it's
Oh,
Drummond
yeah.
with the
Rob
jam.
City.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage,
That's
Clark,
that's
of a
already
team
three.
that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Shot by
Ooh, no
Roberts,
foul.
no good.
That's now 4 misses on their first 5 attempts. Still trying to find the rhythm and flow here offensively.
That's crazy.
The shot's good for Mr. Clutch.
Every time it gets scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out on the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
I wanted the
Down
ball.
the breakaway jam.
They keep going down low with the ball, and it results in points. They're having
We
a
already have them down by 10.
And it's resulted in a big early lead, too. With Detroit, since the All-Star break, we get a look at the numbers they've put up. First in fewest turnovers per game. First in opponent offense. And they are in the top 10 in field goal percentage. This is a team that shows excellent discipline at the offensive end.
And what's most impressive out of all those numbers, Clark, is the few turnovers that they commit. Because now all of a sudden you're executing, you're putting a lot of pressure on the defense because they know they're not going to force a lot of steals and get out in transition to find easy points.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And the layup is good.
Straight to
Mr. Clutch has got 6 points.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Yeah,
Now
don't
here's
forget to like,
Jefferson,
subscribe, and comment.
playing so far offensively,
Come on,
searching
that
for
ain't
his
that
first
score.
points of the game. And it's Detroit's ball. They're on a 14-6 run. No,
Where was you at?
Wildcats then. Now Hornets might have been a little bit late to the analytics movement, but that's going on in the NBA all over the place, and they're full-time on it now.
Yeah, they're all over it. Last season, they had a half dozen of their staff devoted to analytics.
There's a whistle that goes in. Detroit leading by 3. Mr. Clutch in at point guard. Caron Butler is out there with Yarebko. Then it's Jody Meeks. And it's Drummond in at the 5 down low. That's the group for Detroit right now.
And for the
Yeah.
Hornets, that's huge, having a bit of a numerical guide as to who to target in free agency because they aren't
Oh,
usually a big player in
ew.
that respect.
Here's Roberts,
Come on.
averaging 9 points per contest. And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That'll be his second foul of the game. And Zeller kicks to Roberts. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
They had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Over in the corner, Meeks. Now the pass to Mr. Clutch. With the fadeaway. From the
Rebound.
dishes to Urebko.
Bad pass.
It's stolen by Jefferson. Here's Roberts.
Got weak.
And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Here's Henderson. Rebound, Detroit.
And we know the Hornets definitely aren't as
He
big a
better
player
pass
in most
it.
free agent markets. That's pretty clear. Small market team. They're usually at the bottom of the league in payroll. But they are making the most of what they spend now with their analysis. So trying to level the playing field.
Now, Cody Zeller out of Indiana, the younger brother of Tyler Zeller, who was drafted in 2012. And Cody at 6'11", played center for the Hoosiers. More of a power forward, though, at the NBA level.
And as most of you know, Cody Zeller from a family of 7-footers with older, bigger brothers. He had to develop his guard skills and learn to score away from the basket.
You know, Kevin, he actually played point guard on his high school JV team, you know, going back a few years. So he has the skills to play the four. He's an underrated athlete, too. And I thought that would be the case, having watched him at Indiana. I like what I've seen from him thus far. It's been a solid outing for Mr. Clutch. He has 8 points, and he has 1 steal to his credit as well.
But he's done a better job than the numbers
Okay, my free
indicate,
throw.
really. I think he's been really sound defensively, and he's helped his club.
And the first
Say
one
my free
drops.
throw school.
Both free throws good for Mr. Clutch.
Too close.
Hornets trail by
Told
3.
you Curry with the shot.
Here's Roberts. 8 points his last outing. Dishes it to Henderson. And again, the Hornets missing.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Hits it from 3-point
Steph
range.
Curry with the shot.
Mr. Clutch has got 7 points for the quarter.
And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved
Is
on
it
what was already a
WBB?
very good performance in period number 1.
Here's Roberts.
Oh, God.
And there's the
Oh,
whistle.
good foul.
Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Detroit?
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
Well, the other thing I like is defensively, they're causing turnovers, and that's allowing them to get into transition.
Hitting your free throws is a good way to get back into
pass,
it.
press, and
It stops the clock and extends the game. I mean, you want to take advantage of that situation. And they're shooting much better from the line here in the second quarter. So far, they haven't missed one.
Here's Meeks, averaging 9 points per contest. They set the screen. Pass to Butler. Fires from
he
deep.
pull up.
It's rebounded by
He's
Jefferson.
not Steph Curry.
No excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The
Okay.
execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
Now here's Jefferson. He's coming off a 28-point game against Toronto. And it's Drummond with the
What is he
rebound.
doing?
Drummond's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 13.
Okay, I scored, but I was trying to throw a oop.
Mr. Clutch has got 15.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Here's Roberts. And that one's good.
Boy, after struggling in the first quarter, he's come alive here in the second.
And Detroit has possession. They lead by 4. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Tell you what, the way they shot the ball that game, Kevin, it looked like a shoot-around out there.
It sure did, and all the more impressive because they did it on the road. You're not supposed to be able to get that hot in an opponent's building.
And there's the feed to Zeller. Passes to Henderson. Soft touch off the glass.
Now that
Now,
that
here's a
animation is
two-point
starting to get on my
Piston
nerves
lead.
now.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Kicks it to Meeks. The
I didn't
tray.
know who that was.
And the shot is good. Meeks got his third bucket of the night.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
And Roberts kicks to Anderson. Pass to Jefferson. Rebound, Detroit. They've led by as much as 10. Last time they met was in Charlotte, where they beat the Hornets.
Yeah,
Give
that
it to the
last
point
meeting, they
guard.
won the game, and
Or the shooting
remember, it was
guard.
a huge day for the bench. They got
Mostly point
key
guard.
points from their reserves.
Do for now.
And so here's Charlotte.
How did he
trail
go
by
and live into
7.
Los
Outplayed in the
Angeles?
previous game on their
To
schedule,
Detroit,
losing to the
to where I'm
Raptors.
from.
And they didn't get
I
any
mean, not
second chance
Detroit, but,
opportunities in that
in
game.
Harvey Hill.
Very few of them, I should say. It was one and done. I thought that was the difference in the game.
And when I look at it, Steve, success on the offensive glass to me is about desire. I mean, you need positioning, you need timing, jumping ability, but it's more about desire, the willingness to get in there and mix it up. And I just didn't see any of that kind of determination and desire from them.
Here's Roberts after the made shot from Mr. Clutch. And Roberts
Mr.
kicks to
Rich.
Jefferson.
Whoa.
The top of the key
Come
jumper
on.
is on the mark.
2K.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway, take the shot that's available.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 17.
I should have shot the 3 on purpose. But I'm going to pass it. Oh, I'm going to just call a timeout. Oh, we still got the 7 seconds on the clock.
So both teams making some changes here. And so that brings
Okay,
the first half
it
to a
took it out
close.
anyway.
Pistons ahead. They lead by 9. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the side.
Certainly good numbers from you shooting the ball in the first half. What has been your approach on offense?
I'm just trying to let the game come to me. When I don't try to force it on offense, good things happen. That's why I've had success here early on. Yeah.
Slow and steady wins the race, Kevin.
Thank you.
Right now we're a dog, and we're gonna mess around.
Hey guys, listen up. We've got a good lead, but lots of basketball left to play. Obviously, we've shot the lights out, and that's not been by accident. You guys have done a heck of a job fighting.
Half beginning in just a moment. What can you say, Mr. Clutch? An impressive effort here today.
Seemed like he made everything he got. I mean, anytime he had an open look, he took advantage of the opportunity there in that first half.
And Steve, they were all good looks. I mean, his shot selection has been terrific throughout the game.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for the Hornets. At the 3, MKG and Cody Zeller at the 4. And Stevenson is out there with Brian Roberts. And it's Jefferson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Butler passes to Mr. Clutch. 6 to shoot. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and
Oh,
2 shots
wow.
coming up. And before you now are the rookies on a roll. The hottest shooters in the last 10 games. And you look at Mr. Clutch, so solid around the basket, currently 3rd in the league. Hornets trail by 11. Screen by Jefferson. Stevenson drives in. Zeller with it. Now Monroe defending. Feeds to Zeller. Back to Kid Gilchrist. 6 on the shot clock. Now here's Stevenson. Tight defense on him.
Well, you know, Greg Monroe is a bit of a tweener defensively, not as quick as some power forwards and not as big and strong as some centers, but I think he's made strides at the defensive end of the floor and
No, I wanted the ball.
become
Okay.
pretty good at defending either one of those positions.
Now here's Stevenson. He has 6. He kicks it to Jefferson. Puts up the baby hook. And again, the Hornets missing. And Monroe, not an explosive leaper or big-time shot blocker, Steve, but he moves his feet pretty well defensively.
He does, you know, and for his size, he does a solid job of covering up space and contesting shots. Look at what he brings to the table offensively. He's more than solid at the defensive end.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, we all know that Lance Stevenson is fearless, and as far as he's concerned, that's a product of his Brooklyn upbringing. He's